everybody? How's everybody doing today? Welcome back to Inside the Lunchbox. This is your boy, Chef Mac. And once again, I'm here with one of my best friends and one of the best men in the world. Happy Father's Day to you, man.
Appreciate you. Happy Father's Day to you. What did you do on Father's Day?
I stayed at home and made some tacos.
Made some tacos?
For my kids, and we just chopped it up and watched some movies. Pretty
That's
much what
awesome.
we did. One of my kids wasn't feeling too well, so we didn't really do too much of anything, but just watch TV. So how was your week, man?
Oh, it was great. I had the best Father's Day I've ever had.
Nice.
Tiffany and her kid got me a bunch of really cool gifts and stuff. And then we went to Outback Steakhouse, had myself a nice big steak along with the loaded baked potato,
Nice.
some deep fried macaroni balls.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was good. And then, and that's the first, I would have to say that was the first real medium rare steak I've had in a long time, because when you go to some restaurants, you say medium rare and they bring you a medium.
Yeah.
They're afraid you're going to send it back because it's bloody. I'm like, no,
No.
I want it. I want
No.
it juicy. I want it soft and tender like that.
Yeah, every time I order my steaks, I make sure to tell them that, hey, I want to see the blood.
Right.
Right.
I need my cows bleeding when I'm eating them.
Exactly. I don't want it dead twice.
Yes. And then afterwards, we went to like an old-fashioned arcade where they had probably 30, 40 working pinball machines. They had all these old arcade games in there from like Pac-Man, Asteroid, Street Fighter 2, Mortal Kombat.
Oh, nice.
They had a lot. It was a good time. It was a great Father's Day.
Nice. So today, guys, as you can see, we are live on our Facebook page and on our YouTube, and this is our very first actual live podcast that we're doing, and our topic. Let's go. And we're going to talk about. So it's going to be a 5-part series, and we're going to talk about different foods in each state. What are they famous for? So the first 10, we're starting off on the West Coast, and we're going to work our way to the East Coast.
All right.
And then hopefully eventually maybe we'll start doing some different countries and stuff like that. So let's get into the show. So the first thing the first state is Washington State. So whenever we think of the West Coast, you have a lot of seafood there, right?
Right.
So seafood is definitely real big on the list of the states that we're going to cover today. So they all had their different styles of seafood and stuff like that. But let's talk about Washington State. Quick story. Have you ever heard of Pike's Market in Washington?
Yeah, I've heard of it. Yeah.
So Pike's Market is real famous for, I can't remember the name of the business that's there, but it's a fish market there. And these guys take your fish when you order it, and they kind of play with their food, right? You ask for whatever cut of fish that you want. They'll take it. They sing. They dance. They'll throw your fish. They'll catch it, slice it, chop it up. They'll do all that stuff right in front. So it's a whole show.
Wow.
And so I got the chance to go there a couple of years back, actually during the pandemic. I spent some time in Washington, about 5 or 6 days, and went to Pike's Market. I didn't get a chance to see them perform because of the COVID and stuff that was going on, but I still had a great time. The food there was delicious and stuff like that. But did you know that the first Starbucks was founded there?
Yes. I'm aware of the fact that the first Starbucks comes from Washington State. I think it's from the Seattle area, maybe. I lived in Washington State for a good 6 months back in 2020, near Seattle, and did a lot of work out there. Because I'm from Texas, like the weather did not bother me in the summer,
The weather's nice.
even though like the weather is so beautiful there. But like it would be like 83 degrees outside with like a light damp rain, and people would be like, "Oh my gosh, it's so hot." And I was just like, this is not hot. This is AC weather.
So I'm getting some messages saying that they can't hear us on here. I don't know what's the deal with
see
that.
how the microphone says muted? Can you click on that?
Let's see. I don't know. Can you hear me now?
Click on, do it on this one too.
Let's see. Can't unmute your Can't unmute your guest. They choose to mute themselves. So let me get this fixed real quick. You know, it's real simple. So I'm not worried about it. I just need to get myself back into the thing. All right. So hold on 1 second. Let me give me 1 second. Let me check on this sound real quick. No, it should be fine. That should be fine. As long as we got the mics running through here.
Yeah.
I don't know if Tiffany says she can't hear us. It seems like whenever we need to do something, it goes south, but it's okay. I can't hear y'all, or neither YouTube or Facebook. That's not good.
I can pull the Facebook up and see if it'll work on mine. Sorry, guys. We are.
Oh, she said, there you go.
Okay.
Oh, so yeah.
I remember asking before we got started when you're like, we can talk, they can't hear us.
Yeah.
Was that microphone saying mute right there? Is that going to be a big deal?
Yeah. Oh, well.
Right.
Well, so I guess since you guys didn't hear what we talked about for the last 35 seconds, no, actually more like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
We were just talking about Seattle. We was talking about Washington and how what they're famous for.
Okay.
They're famous for Pike's Market. Pike's Market is a fish market that's located in Seattle. They do a lot of great things there. They're more like performers. Whenever you order your food and like your fish, they take it, they'll cut it up in front of you, they'll throw your fish, they'll catch it, and it's a real amazing. It's a real good show that they do out there.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I didn't get the chance to see because I went during the pandemic, but overall it was still nice. We also talked about Seattle also having the first Starbucks.
Very first Starbucks, yeah.
Starbucks, and how Levi did some work out there.
Oh, yeah.
And the weather there is great.
They have these blackberry bushes that are like taking over the entire Pacific Northwest.
Yeah.
And they're an invasive species. And
wow.
I used to make a lot of money going out there with a machete. That's why if you look in the back of my car, there's this machete that has like all these dents and cracks in it. That's from the hundreds of pounds of blackberry bushes that I chopped out of Seattle. It was great, beautiful though. I'm talking like 83 degrees, a light gentle rain. I'm wearing a hoodie in the middle of summer just to keep. Because the blackberry bushes would scratch your arms and stuff. Yeah. And it was great. I had a good time. It was not incredibly hot. The locals were not happy with that kind of weather, but I was just like, you guys are just way too used to beautiful weather. But I'm like picking blackberries, eating them. There was, you could grow like fruit trees in your backyard. They had like all these apples hanging off these trees. I would just eat apples and blackberries and just clean out a bunch of vines. I made pretty good money with it, yeah.
And, you know, another thing that of course, the seafood is great. I went to this crab place, like a crab shack, and oh my God, the seafood was delicious there. Expensive, but it was very, very delicious. And I enjoyed the weather, man. It was kind of rainy when I was there, and also I didn't know that Seattle at the time they legalized marijuana.
Oh, I know they decriminalized it, but I don't know if it. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it was pretty cool because the first time I ever walked into a dispensary, me and my friends they walked in there and I walked in behind them, and the strong was so loud it almost buckled my knees, man, because I was like, oh, well, I cannot be in here.
Yeah.
So I turned around and left and walked back out, and it was definitely an interesting experience. Another thing that Washington is, or Seattle, let's say, is they have their Seattle dogs. I didn't know anything about a Seattle dog. I heard of Chicago-style dogs, and, of course, the New York-style dogs.
We're talking hot dogs.
Yeah,
I was thinking like a specific breed of animal.
Oh, sorry. I guess I need to be more specific.
I'm just an idiot. That's all there is to it.
So they have their hot dogs are called Seattle-style dogs. Huh. And what it is, it comes on like a hot dog bun, and it has cream cheese in it with grilled onions.
Ooh, that sounds good, actually.
And it, you know, I looked at it for a second, and I was like, no, I didn't try it then. And I was like, man, that does not look pleasing to me.
Right.
Grilled onions, sour cream, hot dog, and all the other stuff that you want to put on there.
Yeah.
So when I came home, I actually decided to make a Seattle-style hot dog. And what I did, I bought flavored cream cheese.
Right.
Like the chives and onions and stuff.
Sure.
And it was so good.
Was it?
It was I grilled the onions. Even I put a little bit of bell peppers on there and stuff, and it was it was really really good, man. So
Around 2019, I remember I was at a friend's house, and she was making hot dogs, right? And something I would have never thought to put on a hot dog. She took a bunch of coleslaw and put it on top of the hot dog.
really,
And I was just like, "There's no way that's good. There's like that. It looks gross."
yeah.
But she was just like, "No, no, no. I swear by it." And she put the I tried it, coleslaw on a hot dog. It's actually pretty darn good.
I mean, it sounds pretty good. Coleslaw on the hot dog.
I know a lot of people don't like coleslaw for some reason. I love it. Maybe
Yeah.
maybe because I'm just from the South and that's what you ate at every Sunday, potluck.
Yeah.
But no, I never would have thought to put coleslaw on a hot dog, and it would actually turn really good.
The crazy thing, later on down the list, man, they actually have a corn dog here that has pinto beans on it. I mean, not a corn dog, a hot dog that has pinto beans on it.
I would try that.
Yeah, we'll get to that. We'll get to that one. So Seattle, if you're definitely in Washington, more so Seattle, go to Seattle. They're also known for some music and stuff like that.
Oh, grunge started in Seattle. Yeah,
and Starbucks is great. Another fact about the Starbucks, the Starbucks that's actually in Pikes Market is actually their second location. Their first location actually got burnt down, but it's still the original one because all they did was move from there to Pikes Market, and then they start franchising or they started expanding from there. So definitely. If you go to Seattle, you go to Washington, enjoy your good Seattle style dog, some music, and have some fun while you're there, man. So the next state is Oregon.
Never been.
Never been to Oregon, and I was real curious of what food they have in Oregon.
I mean, I would imagine their food would be similar to, let's say, Seattle, because the Pacific Northwest is like a big rainforest with mountains, and they have beautiful coastline. They have a lot of really good rivers out there that provide, like, I would think, like salmon and trout and things like that.
Yeah.
So I would imagine Oregon would have, like, a lot of really good seafood options.
Yeah, so that's when I did my research, definitely the option is seafood.
Yeah.
Seafood. And here's the twist. They're also blueberries.
That makes sense. Yeah, no, I would imagine blueberries and blackberries would be everywhere.
So you probably didn't cut down any of those.
No. Blueberries aren't. Yeah, blueberries aren't like that I know of. They're not like this vine that like will wrap around trees 100 times and choke them to death. Yeah, that's what blackberries will do. They will wipe out local plants.
Yeah, they're definitely a bad.
Thing. Great. They taste great. I love blackberries, but yeah, I chopped a bunch of them down.
So what I need for Oregon to do, I need for you guys to come up with some better cuisines and some better food. I mean, you got seafood, you got that on lock. I really do appreciate it. But come on, man, we definitely gotta work out.
Come up with like a special Oregon burger or something.
Oregon burger. Yeah. Oh, we got a weird burger coming up in here in the show too. Oh God, man, it's crazy. But yeah, so Oregon, need for you to do better. But nevertheless, a beautiful state. Definitely plenty of blueberries there. So we're going to
it's a rainforest terrain.
We're going to go ahead and go to Arizona and see
what
Arizona has.
Yeah, Arizona's beautiful. I've been to Flagstaff a lot when I was a kid. We went to Grand Canyon, all the sights to see, the Painted Desert, beautiful. The Petrified Forest, just beautiful country.
Yeah. So we got we got? Tiffany commented, says nowhere near the coast. Who would have guessed Oregon had good seafood?
They're on the Pacific Ocean. It's on the Pacific Ocean. I would imagine they have great food.
I mean, I don't think California
it's not far from. If you think about like where Oregon and Washington State are, they're not far. Yeah. If you by a straight line to say Juneau, Alaska, where you have like all the crabbers and stuff.
Yeah. And
so
I don't think. I mean, I lived in California, and I don't think California has great seafood for some reason. That's just me. They have seafood, of course. They're along the coast, but I don't think they have great seafood. They have great food. I don't think seafood. That's just my personal opinion. I could be 100% wrong, but I've had.
We're gonna get a million California haters in here.
I had seafood in California, and I wasn't really. Maybe it was the rest.
So what does Oregon have special? Because I'm not Oregon, Arizona. I'm sorry.
NCAA Ducks.
We're getting sidetracked back to Oregon. You guys had your chance, you lost. So what does Arizona have that's super special? Because I know Arizona borders New Mexico. I would imagine they have amazing Mexican food.
Let's see, Arizona.
I've only been through there a couple times though.
So they have Navajo tacos.
Ooh, yeah.
So can you tell me about? So I looked up Navajo tacos and look like you know what it is, or it sound like you know what they are.
I mean, it sounds like it's something that's good. Like I know the Navajo Nation is in Arizona along with the Pueblo peoples as well. But I could just imagine that sounds really good.
Okay, so when I did my research on Navajo tacos, and it looks so delicious. So imagine a fried flatbread.
Okay,
With all the toppings of a taco on top of it, and it's laying flat.
that sounds really good.
Like it looks so delicious, and you can use like black olives, of course. You can use whatever toppings you want on it, and it has the nice meaty substance right in the center of it. But it's a fried Indian bread, really.
Yeah.
So I really want. I don't even know if I could say it was an Indian bread, even though that's what it said when I did my research, that it was an Indian style bread. But why would it be a Navajo taco?
Well, when they said Indian, they probably meant like as in a Native American Indian.
But they said India. I'm sorry, they said India.
India. Okay.
So maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I misread that. But anyway, it looks extremely well. It's a fried flatbread. I guess you go to Taco Bell, the closest thing you're gonna get to a Navajo taco is a chalupa.
Maybe. Yeah. The chalupas aren't bad.
Yeah, so you fry flatbread, and take your chalupa, and you lay it flat, and you put all your meaty and all that stuff on top of it, and you got yourself a Navajo taco.
That sounds wonderful, actually. I need to try this.
That sounds really. I think we definitely need to do that on the show.
Yeah, looking at your notes, though, I definitely know what the next one is.
What's that?
The prickly pear cactus.
Yeah. So we got the prickly pear cactus. So I'm a little bit confused about this. Do they just go out and just start eating prickly pear cactus?
Yeah, if you pick all the spines off, yeah.
So
you can eat a prickly pear. Yeah, you can roast it on a campfire and eat it.
So I had to spend all this time taking the little thorns out.
Yeah, unless you want to like stab yourself in the mouth. Yeah, you have to clean it off. But they probably have some like efficient way of doing it, like they rub it or something on something and it gets all the pricklies off. But yeah, no, prickly pear cactuses, you can like put them in a campfire. I did it when I was in Boy Scouts because we had prickly pears all over New Mexico too. You put them in the campfire, you can cook them, you can eat them.
Yeah.
You can also they're also a great source of water. Okay. So like they store water inside them because they're a drought resistant plant. So if like you're really thirsty, you can get a prickly pear, take your knife, cut all the pricklies off of it, and then you can squeeze water out of it.
So the question I have, you said you had it before, right?
Yeah, when I was a kid.
Okay, so a question I have is, I've never had it. I had like flavored drinks where it says like prickly pear drink or whatever, and they're all really good. But I never had a prickly pear. Is it actually a fruit? Is it more fruity?
It's more vegetable.
More vegetable.
Yeah.
So it's not sweet.
I don't remember it being sweet, but again, it was like cooked over a campfire. This was a long, long time ago.
Because when I'm thinking pear, I'm thinking like a fruit.
No. No, it's they're kind of pear shaped. Let me pull up a picture for you. What it looks like. This is what they look like. Now, I don't remember, but I think like the red berries can be eaten off of them. Berries, yeah, the red berries you can eat off of them. I'm talking like the actual cactus itself, the actual spinning cactus part. Okay. Like you can pick all those little thorns off and eat it. But yeah, you can eat the fruit too. I don't know that I've ever had the fruit off of it.
Yeah.
But the actual cactus itself is also edible.
Okay. So I actually had cactus before. I was working with the company in Dayton.
But you like those? They're kind of pear shaped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a guy, he was from Mexico. Him and his wife used to bring food to our job, and they used to sell their food. And it's the first time I actually had some type of meaty substance wrapped into a cactus, and it was actually really, really good. It was a different acquired taste, but it was really, really, really good.
Yeah. Apparently they make jam out of it. You can make jelly and jam out of it.
So I guess
I need to look. I need to go to Arizona. I need to make a quick trip to Arizona real quick.
Yeah. So I guess the red part is actually kind of sweet.
Yeah, probably because that's the baby. If you leave them on there long enough, they'll turn into the actual full grown cactus.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how they grow new spots on them.
Okay. So remember earlier I was saying that we're going to come to this hot dog that has beans in it, pinto beans.
Yeah.
It is called. I can't pronounce this word. It's called a Sanoran hot dog. Sanoran.
Yeah, something like that.
It's from Arizona, local specialty. It sounds delicious. It's just pinto beans is what gets me. It's pinto beans, bacon, grilled onions, tomatoes, mayo, mustard, salsa, and jalapeno on this hot dog.
I'd leave the mayonnaise off and eat the rest. Yeah.
I'm definitely leave the mayonnaise off, but maybe we can make it into an aioli. But actually, that sounds really
really good.
delicious and very filling. Like that sounds really good.
Arizona, you guys are cooking good.
Like a six, like get you like a six inch or a 12, like a foot long hot dog, and you just jamming all that stuff on there, and man, that's probably so good. And you gotta put a little hot sauce on there and stuff. That sounds really good. Pinto beans, though, I really want to know how that tastes. Interesting.
We might have to try one. Find a recipe and try it.
Yeah. So next one we got is Idaho. We all know what Idaho stands for, and no, I'm not the hoe. But Idaho potatoes, are definitely
yeah, they make a lot of potatoes.
Finger steaks. So when I seen this, I thought they were actually talking about like steak potatoes, like when they cut them into like little strips or whatever.
Yeah.
But they actually take steak, cut it into strips, and they deep fry it.
Huh.
A sirloin steak fried and served with some type of dipping sauce.
Huh.
Prefer ranch.
Well, that makes sense considering Idaho.
Yeah. I'm just.
So they take sirloin steak, they cut it into strips, and they deep fry it, and they dip that into ranch.
In the ranch. I want to say good job, but I also want to say, why do you mess up a perfectly good steak?
Yeah, I don't know. Huh?
I
mean, it's Idaho, so like, I have family out in Idaho. They're kind of weird.
They're kind of weird.
Yeah.
They're eating finger steaks.
Oh, that's probably it.
Another thing that they're good for, this is interesting, that they're known for is ice wine grapes. So apparently, it's a process of making wine where they freeze the grapes, and then they start the wine process.
Huh.
I'm so interested in that because
how does it ferment if it's frozen?
That's the question I had.
That's wild.
So, but I actually got the chance to talk to somebody. I was at a local bar here, and they happened to be from Idaho. And she said she heard of it, and she said the exact same thing that my research said when I did the research on, was that it enhances the flavor of the wine.
Okay.
So she's like, if you imagine a regular wine that you like, and then you take the wine that you like and you start the ice grape process, the flavor will be more impactful, more, I guess, better, I guess. So that's interesting. Ice wine grape. So if you're in Idaho, people, definitely go out, get you some finger steaks, and enjoy you a nice glass of ice grape wine. I don't know if there's different like names for it, but I know the process is called ice wine grapes. They let the grapes freeze, and then they start the process.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I need to ask my family if they do that.
Yeah, that's really interesting. So then I decided to do some research on Alaska.
America's last frontier, as they call it. The last frontier.
Alaska. I could tell you right now.
There's parts of Alaska, like it's partially the parts that come down near Canada.
Yeah.
There's parts of it that are like perpetual rainforests, just like they have in like the Pacific Northwest and stuff. There's a big, beautiful park out there. I think the park is actually in British Columbia, which is part of Canada, not Alaska. But when I was living out there, one of my, like after COVID was over with, my plan was to go visit that rainforest where they have like old growth trees and stuff.
Yeah.
But then I ended up moving away before I could ever do it. So
when I think of Alaska, I'm thinking, of course, seafood. I'm also thinking about that TV show Deadliest Catch.
Oh yeah, no, for real. Yeah, because that's where like a lot of the lobsters and stuff are. Yeah. And then you also have like Alaska's these like massive rivers where like all the salmon jump all the way up to the inner part of the state to like lay their eggs, and they all swim back out to the sea. So the sheer amount of fish that just naturally is there in and around Alaska is just hard to actually comprehend.
Yeah.
You're talking massive schools of fish. You're talking an entire ecosystem around the fish.
Yeah.
So
I'm thinking, I was sitting here, I was like, that's all they got up there is fish.
That's what I was thinking. If you asked me like anything about Alaska, I'd be like, I bet it's fish related.
Yeah. So they wild game. They actually have reindeer sausages.
Are there reindeer in Alaska? I thought that was a European thing.
Well, according to my research, there's
Did they bring
Donner,
reindeer over? Did they bring reindeer over from like the Nordic countries?
There's Donner, Blitzen, and all those guys up there hanging out. Poor Santa Claus, you got to make sure he keep his deer safe because people are making deer sausages.
People are eating them. That's wild. I mean, like, there's a lot of immigrants in Alaska. I would believe it that maybe some of them brought reindeer. Maybe there's local reindeer in North America I didn't know about.
Reindeer sausages.
That's wild.
Poor Rudolph.
Yeah. I mean, reindeer look cute, so I guess it would be hard to eat them. Do they not hunt moose? Do they hunt moose up there?
Yes, any type of wild game up there.
Oh, okay.
It's just specifically
reindeer. I need to look that up. I don't believe this. I thought they were North American.
That's the same thing I said.
I mean, I thought they
like,
were European.
I was like, reindeer sausages? I'm like, all right, well, I'm going to write it down. And I did a little bit more research. I was like, all right, whatever, reindeer sausages. The next one is, when you find that, let me know.
Yeah, they got reindeer farms in like Palmer, Alaska and stuff. Huh.
See? We're educating you while we're talking about food.
This is amazing.
So, would you try reindeer?
They are. Okay, so reindeer are indigenous to North America. Okay, they're okay. Northern Europe, Siberia, North America. Wow.
Would you try reindeer sausage?
Oh yeah. Easy.
I wonder what
there's very few foods I'll turn my nose up at.
Oh, poor Donner, Blitzen.
Yeah, well.
What's the other?
You should have let Rudolph play in those reindeer games.
Do you even know all the names of the reindeer?
I probably do. There's Dasher and Dancer and Prancer and Vixen, Comet and Cupid and Donner and Blitzen. Yeah. That's all 8 of them.
Yep. And
I have kids.
They make good deer sausages. All right, so another one. This one was a wild one.
Right.
I'm going to spell it for you. It's called ATUTAQ.
Atatuk. Yeah, maybe.
Ice cream.
Atatuk.
So it's made with moose fat or seal oil. You can make it sweet or savory, and type of version of an ice cream. The savory style is made with meat and fish. That means it's like a meat ice cream. I'm not gonna lie, that sounds horrible.
I'll try it once.
That sounds horrible.
Alaska's one of those places I've always wanted to visit.
Yeah.
And I do plan on someday, like when I retire, get an RV.
Yeah.
Is to like RV through the Pacific Northwest into British Columbia and then into Alaska. That is my plan. Hitting all the parks on the way.
Yeah.
I'll try it.
Yeah,
I'll try anything once.
That sounds like.
That sounds like it was created by people who spend 9 months out of the year in perpetual winter.
Yeah, that sounds
like people who don't see the sun for like 4 months at a time.
It has moose fat and seal oil, and you can make.
Do they club the baby seals to get the seal oil?
Levi. Womp womp womp. Hold on, where's my button at? The emotional. I need it. Yeah.
There you go.
Yep.
Emotional damage.
In the very beginning, when you hear that smack, that's the baby seal getting clubbed.
Emotional damage.
Poor guy. At least he made a good Rocky Road or
good
mint
grief.
ice cream.
Yeah.
I wonder, would you eat that mint?
If they'll add mint to it, I'll eat it. Yeah. I'm a huge mint guy. Just wait till I get my flower beds built in my back porch. There's going to be like 1 flower and like 5 pots of mint.
So you go up there. Can I get one of the
Atatak
ice cream, savory with mint?
With mint, yes. Make a float out of it. Put
make
it into a cup of root beer. Yeah, there we go. There we go.
Horrible. Once again, folks.
I'll try it once. Moving on, Alaska.
Wild game.
Wild
Seafood,
people, wild game, wild food. Grief.
Atatuk ice cream.
Atatuk. Something.
If you're in Alaska, give it a shot. It's a thing there, so it's pretty common. Try it.
Yeah.
If you tried it, or if you know anybody who tried it, comment on. I am really curious. If anybody has tried this ice cream, please comment at the bottom.
Shayna, we haven't gotten to Michigan yet, but we will.
Yeah, if you tried, I will bring you on the show just so you could describe that, because I want to know the texture of it, the smell.
I wonder if we can
what
like
it
order
looks
some.
like.
I wonder if like Bluebell has.
The
How would you
Bluebell-
get the moose grease all the
How
way
would you
down
get
here?
the seal oil down here?
Yeah, or
So
shit oil.
So we'll
yeah.
have to use like regular.
It's probably a local thing because, like, you do realize like some local communities are exempt from certain laws, right? Like, so if you're an indigenous person in Alaska, and if hunting seal was part of your group's livelihood for hundreds, if not thousands of years, you can still hunt seal. But like the big companies can't go out there and hunt the seals.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna pass. Once again, if you're in Alaska, bring your coat. It's cold, and eat a lot of salmon.
It is cold in Alaska. I've heard of people who go on Alaskan cruises thinking they're on a cruise in Alaska. I'm like, no, it's going to be cold up there. Yeah, they didn't take coats. They had to go buy coats on the cruise ship because they didn't think of, like, Alaska's cold.
So let's go, California. What do you got to bring
right.
for us? Mexican cuisine. We all know that Texas has the best style Mexican food.
Oh, yeah.
But
Second only to New Mexico.
Baja style, I guess, in California. Who would have ever thought that? Shayna, what's going on, girl? How you doing? They don't season anything. Is that in Michigan or Alaska?
Yeah, she's hating on Michigan right now. Don't worry, Shayna. We'll get to the Michigan state. We'll hit the Rust Belt, the Midwest states here in a bit.
Yeah, Texas. Hey,
We're trying to get through the West Coast here. You're trying to like you're beefing with Michigan for no reason.
Michigan's gonna be. I think that's gonna be on part 2, and we might bring you on just to talk about eating saltine crackers and milk. But anyway,
Yeah.
So California. So I never thought. So when I think of California, I think of like, I ain't gonna lie, I think of like bougie people, like Life of the Rich and Famous, the Valley Girls, right?
Sure.
So this one actually makes sense to me. Cobb salad.
I don't know anything about it.
How does the state just? They're famous for Cobb salad.
Let me look up a Cobb salad. So that's what we're talking about.
Cobb
here.
salad is like, I think it's the boiled eggs and all veggies.
Oh, okay,
and
sounds good.
I think that's what a Cobb salad, and it has.
Cobb salad. Okay, yeah, it's got the chicken. It's got the okay.
And it has.
Of course, they got to put avocados in it because it's California. You know,
right.
you know how they are with their avocados.
Yeah.
Huh? Yeah, it looks great. It looks.
So
I'd
that's
eat
what they're
that.
known for. And then also the chicken tetrazzini.
What's that?
It's like I guess you like a grilled chicken. I think you can eat it with pasta, noodles. It's I actually had it before. It's really, really good, but I didn't think. I thought that was totally from a totally different side of the world.
Oh, it's like a. I see it. It's like a pasta slash casserole
Yeah.
thingy. Oh, it looks good.
It's really it's like you can eat it with pasta, and it's real flavorful if it's done right.
Yeah, it looks like a pasta mixed with a casserole. Like, I'd eat that. I'd eat the heck out of that.
I agree with you 100%, Tiffany. Like, there's no Mexican food like Texas,
Except for New Mexico.
and I mean it has New Mexico. It has Mexico in the name,
Right.
so they should be like dead on.
And they are.
And we're gonna take a road trip to New Mexico.
We will.
And,
You're going to try some New Mexican food, and you're going to be like, what?
I want some. I ain't gonna lie.
You don't
to
even know. You don't know. There is a New Mexican restaurant in Tomball, Texas called Santa Fe Flats.
We
And
definitely
I will
need to
tell
go.
you right now, that is the most authentic New Mexican food I have ever tasted outside of New Mexico.
I really want to try some good chilies. The green chili. What is it? Hatch.
Hotch, yeah.
Hatch. I really want to try some of those.
They're really good.
I mean, I had them before, but I want to go.
You went to the wrong part. I am not beefing with the comment section right now while we're recording a podcast. I'm not doing this.
Is that too?
I've been to New Mexico. My opinion remains the same. You went to the wrong parts of New Mexico. I don't know how to tell you this.
Hold on. We're not.
You probably went to New Mexico, went to Golden Corral, and like that's not even that great.
You go to Mexico just to go to Golden Corral, New Mexico. Oh, God,
You gotta have a native take you to all the great spots. I got you. Good grief.
So if anybody, so Tiffany is our Mexican food connoisseur.
Is she?
She knows where all.
Tiffany's a good cook. I can attest. Tiffany's a great cook.
Oh yeah, it's definitely.
All right.
If you're ever in Texas, if you're ever in Conroe, Texas, and you want to know some good places to eat Mexican food, Tiffany Meat.
Tiffany got you.
Look her up. Blow up her Facebook page
Yeah. She also has a TikTok.
and a TikTok.
Like
Definitely.
TikTok sends her. She's so popular on TikTok. TikTok sends her stuff to try. I've never even.
Oh, really?
I've heard of this happening.
Hey, she didn't tell me about that.
Oh well, you don't know her. Like I don't know her.
Yeah, you're exactly right about that. You know?
All right. How many more states for the
All
West
right.
West
All right,
Coast do we got?
We got 3 more, man.
All right, we got to work through these.
We got.
We probably need to limit it to 5 an episode after this.
Well, then I mean, the normal podcast is about 40. Should be
Yeah.
about 40 minutes long. So I mean, I think we can make it. Let's see. Nevada, mixed Spanish paella. So a paella actually is a French cuisine. I'm sorry, they Spanish dish from Spain. And the best way I could describe it for some people is kind of like a gumbo, but it's a dried gumbo. You have your rice, you have your clams, you have your crab, your shrimp, all that in a big bowl. So imagine a jambalaya with every type of seafood inside that thing,
That sounds good.
and it's freaking delicious.
It's amazing that comes from a state that's like 90% desert.
Yeah, and then so definitely if you're in Nevada, definitely try their mixed Spanish paella. They're also known for a gâteau basque, which is a French-style pastry with a type of fruit and jam. I guess it's just like a regular pastry with filled like a croissant filled with.
I would
jam.
imagine. Yeah, I'd imagine something like a
And some
cheese
cream.
Danish or something.
like
Yeah.
a cheese Danish, and lamb and horseradish. Now I'm down with that.
Yeah.
I'm
No,
down
I
with
had
that one.
I had a friend who he used to love Nevada, and he would like go out to Nevada all the time. Big fan of the Las Vegas Strip. He would come home and cook us like Nevada style, like lamb. It was really good. Oh yeah, it was really good.
So I put on the bottom of the screen. I got a question for you, Tiffany. I probably asked you this before. If you know the answer to it, don't answer it. Let the other people answer it. But check down below. What country founded Caesar's dressing? And the other question is, how do you make a classic Alfredo? Now here's the thing, people. The classic Alfredo does not have milk or heavy cream in it. Just FYI. All right. So lamb and horseradish in Nevada. If you're in Nevada, definitely check out their lamb, the grilled lamb. That's how they do it. And horseradish. All right. So Utah. I actually met a girl the same night with the Idaho people and Utah, and I actually did a little interview with her. And I asked her, "What are you guys famous for?" And she's like, "Oh, nothing." I was like, "Well, I did my research, and you guys are famous for this thing called fry sauce." And I said, "WTF is fry sauce?"
I imagine something to dip French fries in, because Utah's no hate, but it's a very Mormon state.
It is.
I know a lot of people from Utah, and they're like Midwesterners but weird. I would just imagine something to dip your fries into.
Yeah, so it's made with mayo and ketchup.
Sounds about right.
And I was like, "So you guys are famous just for mixing mayo and ketchup?"
They're Mormons, man. They're busy
So she
thinking
told
of
me,
the
she's
afterlife.
like, yes. She's like, when I go places here in Texas, I ask, hey, when I first got here, I used to ask people, hey, can I get some fry sauce? And they were like, what is that? And she was like, well, mayo and ketchup or whatever. But she said that they do put a spin on it. You know, they put like mayo, ketchup, maybe some sweet dill relish or some, you know. So they'll add some other stuff to it, you know. And I was like, okay, you guys are known for sauce. So this other one is definitely a Mormon dish.
Mm-hmm.
It's called funeral potatoes. It sounds horrible,
It does.
but it's actually so a hash brown. So what you're gonna do? You take hash browns and you're gonna brown them off, and then you're gonna make a casserole style dish with sour cream and cheese and all this fantastic goodness.
Now I'm lying on the cold hard ground.
No, I'm not feeling it. All right. Oh man! So if you're in Utah, people,
They have a massive salt lake that has more fish per square meter than the Great Lakes of Michigan.
and the best thing they can think
And the
of is
best
fry
thing they can
sauce.
come up with is a really weird fry sauce and a really weird hash brown. Y'all need to go back to the drawing board.
So if you're in Utah, just continue straight, drive right through it. You're not
At least
missing
come
it.
up with some like amazing casserole or something.
Yeah, drive right through Utah. I actually want to visit Utah. It looks nice up there.
It does look beautiful. I'd love to go visit the Great Salt Lake. It's so salty, like you can like float on it and stuff. I've heard good stories about it.
Well, if you're hungry, good luck because you're not gonna get anything good to eat up there.
Oh my God, we got the comments siding with Utah here. Funeral potatoes, I heard
Well,
they're
she-
amazing.
she's
They're
from-
delicious.
She's
They're
from
great.
Minnesota. Isn't Minnesota close to Utah?
No,
No, it's not. Oh,
Minnesota's near Michigan.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Or Michigan, somewhere over there.
Okay.
All right.
The church ladies are telling us that the church food is indeed good. I'll take your word for it.
Snap. So all right. So look, this is the one you might want to get your crazy buttons ready for, folks. This one blew my mind. All right. So they're also known for a kind of a corn dog style. It's called a hoot dog. This is Montana.
Montana.
So if you're in Montana, you go and hoot and you can get you a dog, a hoot dog. What it is, it's kind of like a corn dog, but it's kind of like a spin-off of a pancake mixture batter and a fried hot dog. So you deep fry it and you take it out. And of course you eat it with mustard, ketchup, whatever. And I was like, it's nothing but a corn dog. But
His name is John C.
I'd definitely try that. I definitely would try that.
So-
you're taking like a pancake batter mix, you're putting a hot dog in it, and you're deep frying it.
then just think you could do a savory, sweet savory, and then you could just think about it like you don't even have to use a hot dog, dude. You could use like a sausage of your
Choice,
of your
yeah.
choice.
Montana, I'm hearing good things. You're
know, man.
You're beating Utah right now.
Yeah, I don't know. This next one is a doozy. Man, I don't even know if I'm allowed to say this on the air.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we can.
So they're also Montana is known for a burger.
Huh. The Nut Burger, in fact.
The nut burger.
Yeah.
So if you're in Montana, you could go by to a restaurant and ask for the Nuts Burger.
So for those of you who need to know, it's made with peanuts. So if you have a food allergy, whatever. That's why that's the nut in the Nut Burger.
Yeah, so
So you got peanuts and Miracle Whip.
it has to be Miracle Whip.
I mean, y'all had me with the fried hot dog. You're losing me with the burger, but I'd try it. Those peanuts better be ground real fine, because I don't
Yeah.
want to like bite into a burger and feel like nuts in my mouth.
I don't.
Peanuts, that is.
I don't think nuts in their mouth is.
Yeah.
But anyway, so what you do, you take Miracle Whip, and so let's break this down. You have a patty, hamburger patty, and you can use like a regular brioche bun or whatever bun you want to. So your hamburger is savory, nice, however you want to do it, and then you have the sweetness of the Miracle Whip, and then you have the saltiness of the peanuts. If you so desire to get the salty peanuts. Or you can have it unsalted. Or if you want them roasted, what's that other sweet one they got? Roasted honey? Imagine putting that into the... Well, that's a little bit, they're both sweet. So I could see that there's hope for this burger. My question is, why couldn't you guys name it something different?
Because it's got nuts in it, man.
And it's white. So you imagine eating a burger that's with all this white stuff coming out the side of it, and then you look at your mom or you look at your girlfriend and says, this nut burger is really, really good.
It's Montana, man. You gotta let them. Either that was intentional, they're all laughing out about it, or they're all so innocent, they're like, I don't even know why he's mad about this. It's Montana.
Hey, anybody out there gonna go to Montana?
You got to realize
Try it out.
Montana as a state, and I think I'm right about this, has a population roughly the size of Montgomery County, Texas. And it's one of the largest states in the union. So yeah, I mean,
Montana.
it's a lot of ranches, it's a lot of cows, it's a lot of like small towns. That sounds like something like
Yeah.
a local would make up, and it sounds good.
So we went over Washington State, Oregon, Arizona, Idaho, California, Nevada, Utah, and we ended off with the Nutburger in Montana.
Yeah.
What are the next states going to bring for next week's show? I forgot Wyoming. Can't forget Wyoming. Wild game, elk, and bison.
Now, Wyoming has a population of like half of that of Montgomery County. No, they really do. There's only like what 400,000 people living in the entire state, and it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. I have to say the one thing about Wyoming, they have one of the most beautiful state flags,
And I'm telling you right now,
hands down.
like I would grill my butt off in Wyoming because that's all they do is wild game.
Yeah, man, that's all there is out there. Wild game. You got wild people living in the wild with wild game. I think what's the state capital of Wyoming? Cheyenne or something like that.
I guess I think they also have.
I'm pretty sure the high school of my like local
that?
small
Gag.
town has a bigger population than their whole state capital.
Hey, so Shayna, real quick, what is Michigan known for? What food?
Saltine crackers. and
Saltine crackers and milk. All right, folks. Hey, I want to thank you guys for definitely coming out, listening to the show. Thank you, everybody that commented. Tiffany, Shayna, appreciate it. You guys are awesome.
So now that we've done the west side of the U.S., it's from like Arizona, California, everything above that. What are we doing next episode? Are we hitting the Rust Belt, the Midwest? We hitting the Gulf Coast states?
Well, what I was going to do, I worked from the West Coast. I was going to work my way this way.
All right, so we'll do so. What's next would be like New Mexico, Colorado, Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, Nebraska.
Ooh, Kansas. So we probably going to be talking about a lot of barbecue food.
Oh, yeah.
Chili,
Yeah.
spicy food as well. Tennessee, you got that spicy chicken, that Tennessee chicken. Oh no, that's Tennessee. Sorry, Kansas. Sorry.
Don't polish your food, Shayna.
Yeah, don't polish food. What is polished food?
She's saying Polish. I'm just being mean.
Oh, that Polish? Oh, Polish food. I'm blind as a bat. So, so yeah, man. Let's. I thank you guys for coming out. Definitely, I need you guys to come back again next week as we talk about our next venture. I love you guys. I love you, Tiffany. I love you, Shayna, and everybody else out there that watched our show, man. Love you guys.
All right, tune in 2 weeks while we take down the great Midwest Plain Gulf states. We will be talking about Texas food, New Mexico food, Kansas food, Colorado food. I don't know that Oklahoma has any food that they didn't steal from Texas. Catch y'all in 2 weeks.
You can let it continue. I'm gonna kick us out of here. And love you guys.
Stop the recording.